My name is Logan, and this is a new series I'm calling Gaming Rewind, where we take a look at games from the far and distant past and give them a place in the spotlight once again. Today, we're taking a look at a franchise that began on the original PlayStation and was brought back to life as a beautiful yet faithful remake. This is a review of MediEvil for the PS4. The MediEvil remake was released on October 25th, 2019, after being announced back in late 2017. The game is a remake of the original MediEvil on the PlayStation 1 from 1998. It was developed by Other Ocean Emeryville, who had worked on previous games like The Amazing Spider-Man for the DS and a port of Minecraft for the 3DS, in addition to other portable titles. One thing that I can appreciate about this remake is how much the team wanted to remain faithful to the original, flaws and all. When the game was released, I didn't see much advertising for it, so it sort of went under the radar for me, as I was playing other games at the time. But I just recently completed it for the first time, and boy did I have a skeleton of fun. Get it? For those of you who are unfamiliar, the story of this game is that you play as Sir Daniel Fortescue, a reanimated corpse who was once captain to the King of Galamir's army. He died fighting the evil wizard Zarok, and was hailed a hero, even though in reality, he was the first to be killed after getting shot in the eye with an arrow. After disappearing for years, waiting for his chance to strike again, Zarok returns to invade Galamir once more, now with the help of his undead army. With Sir Daniel Fortescue back to life, kind of, he has a chance to redeem himself because he is the only one who can save the kingdom and finally put an end to the evil that plagues the land. Before jumping into the gameplay, I first have to talk about the presentation. The visuals are incredible and still hold up today. If you told me this was a PlayStation 5 game, I would honestly believe you. The amount of detail the team was able to include without straying too far from the original's art design is true dedication. And may I remind you that this game released at $30. One thing I noticed while playing is that Dan's icon in the top left where his health is will change expressions based on what happens in game. If you collect gold, Dan gives a toothy grin, and if he takes damage, he gets angry and his eye shakes around. Another detail is later in the game you come across a face of stone, and this face is animated to replicate stop motion movement, which is really cool to see. The game does a great job balancing between eerie and cartoony, and that can be seen with the architecture of the world in addition to the character designs. Another aspect that's well done in this game is the music. Oh, the music. This has to be one of my favorite game soundtracks. It's so atmospheric and includes a magical element that makes me feel like I'm traversing a fantasy world. The music is fully orchestrated with violins, harps, and pianos. Some tracks also emphasize an organ and choir. When playing the game, make sure you keep an ear out for when the music changes based on where you are located in the level. There were some levels where I would be progressing as normal, and the melody would slowly shift to match my actions in-game, which I was not expecting at all. Some of my favorite tracks include Killer Corn, Master of the Mausoleum, and Gordon Evil. With this game originally being a platformer from the late 90s, a lot of what you'll be doing is battling enemies, platforming, and solving puzzles, which can be quite challenging at times. The game switches things up enough to keep it fun and interesting though, but some ideas could have been fleshed out more. I really like how in order to progress later in the game, you need to collect certain items which can only be obtained from secret areas off the beaten path. It really made me feel like Sir Dan was getting stronger as my adventure unfolded. I also think the golden chalices are a great incentive to explore the levels fully so you can defeat enough enemies to collect them, allowing you to enter the Hall of Heroes. This is where you acquire the best weapons in the game. After completing the game 100%, it was truly satisfying to see the table in the hall full of chalices, revealing the true ending of the game. Satisfying my OCD. The most outdated parts of the game have to be the combat and platforming. Thankfully, the game doesn't require you to be too precise with your jumps. Besides the pirate ship level. If you played the game, then you know what I'm talking about. I hate that level. and I had enough life bottles and OP weapons to defeat enemies no problem, but that didn't stop some encounters from being frustrating or feeling unfair. How the combat works in this game is Sir Dan swings his sword. He flails it around so it's hard to be accurate when hitting enemies. Sometimes I think I hit an enemy when in reality they're eating away at my health. I hear that this is very similar to how the original plays, so it had to have been intentional. Just a little side note, but I'm also not a fan of the level select screen. The levels don't follow an easily identified path, so when replaying a level, it would sometimes be a pain realizing that I went the wrong way and had to wait for an icon to travel from each point until I got to where I needed to be. Sometimes remakes do the bare minimum and add little as far as new content, but I'm happy to say that MediEvil offers the player fun side quests which require you to help lost souls and put them to rest. To do this, you must first find the soul in a given level, then go to the location that is hinted at by the spirit to complete a small challenge. I don't want to spoil any of them, but I found some to be quite funny. After all the souls have been put to rest, you unlock the ultimate reward. What is this reward, you may ask? Let's just say it'll double your playtime with this game. The MediEvil remake was a great time, and I found the gameplay loop very addictive. It also seems like a perfect game to speedrun, since I beat it in under 10 hours after collecting everything. The game isn't that challenging either, so it's accessible to a wide variety of players. I think that Other Ocean Emeryville did a great job with this remake, and I hope that MediEvil 2 gets the same treatment someday. This is definitely a game that I will return to again. I give this game a bag of bones out of 10. Thanks for watching. Hey guys, this is the unscripted portion of the video where I just kind of give some updates and let you guys know what's going on with the channel going forward. Thank you for everyone who got this far. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to check it out. I hope to do more videos like this in the future, and I'm currently in between jobs right now because I just graduated from college back in May, so I should have enough time on my hands to do a few more of these videos before I get a job, which hopefully will be soon. And yeah, I do hope that I get something that'll allow me to record gameplay, because I was only able to really use promotional material for this video. And this was my first video kind of review that I scripted and everything, so I hope it didn't sound too artificial, or if I was doing like a research paper or something. So later down the line, hopefully I'll get better at reading the script and maybe just doing bullet points instead of reading the script word for word, so then it sounds more natural. But yeah, hopefully my first attempt was pretty good. So thanks again for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later. See ya.